Recognizing and honoring the signals that your body is sending you is one of the most critical parts of healing emotionally and healing your nervous system or in managing a particularly tough time that you may be dealing with in this moment. Do you want to achieve your goals, but anxiety is tripping you up? Like to keep those fun weekend plans, but depression has you canceling again? Hey, I'm Lori, dog mom, lover of nature, and hygge enthusiast. Positive psychology skills help me overcome chronic severe PTSD. If you're ready to learn how to overcome your anxiety and depression and rediscover happiness and purpose in life, then get your cozy on and let's get started. Welcome back to Practical Solutions for PTSD. If this podcast is something you're really enjoying and you'd like some additional information on the topics that we cover, let me encourage you to become one of the insiders. You can go to practicalsolutionsforptsd.grwebsite.com and sign up there to become an insider. You'll receive a weekly email where we cover additional topics and send out exclusive information. You will also receive offers that will be only given to the insiders. So if you want to have access to those offers, be sure to sign up. Go to practicalsolutionsforptsd.grwebsite.com. That is practicalsolutionsforptsd.grwebsite.com. One of the tricks I learned early on that was critical in me healing was listening to my body and paying attention to it. And I learned this. I learned what my limits are. I learned how to feel the difference by running over the cliff multiple times. So by not paying attention to my body and pushing beyond this point and falling flat on my face, and sometimes it would literally take me days to recover, where if I'd have just listened and stepped back, I would have been able to come back just, maybe an hour later, 2 hours later, or even the next day. So one of the most critical things about healing the body, emotionally, physically, whatever, or being able to manage a period of time that is really difficult for you, one of the most important things you can do is listen to your body and slow down when you need to do that. When you hit those low energy days where you feel like you cannot go anymore. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to handle those low energy days. So this is not going to be one of those episodes where I'm going to challenge you to do anything. If you want to sit in your chair, cuddle up under a blanket and have a hot beverage in your hands, if you're listening to this episode and that's all you feel like doing, yay for you that you're listening. That's progress. You do not need to push through today. This is one of those episodes that are specifically designed for low energy days. So we're not going to talk about having motivation to get back on track. I'm not going to ask you to try it harder. We're not giving you a pep talk. This is one of those episodes. This is going to be a cozy place for you to land when you feel like everything is so heavy. It's like lifting wet laundry out of your washing machine. We're giving you permission to have a nervous system friendly day with no motivation required. One thing to take note of, if your capacity is low, you are not broken. You're just human. You're hitting one of those days or weeks or even months, maybe an entire season, when your body is just having a harder time. And you need to listen to that and pay attention to it and adjust your expectations accordingly. And this can hit particularly hard in the wintertime because in the winter, the body's already trying harder. It's trying harder to stay warm. Your muscles may be aching a little bit more. Maybe you respond badly to bad weather. There's people that get migraines because of weather shifts, or maybe arthritis is bothering you, whatever it could be. So just take a breath. Today's going to be some tips and strategies on how to handle those low energy days. It's normal for winter to drive your energy levels lower. Your stress hormones tend to linger a little bit longer because you're getting less daylight exposure. Your dopamine and serotonin levels are a little whacked out. Your circadian rhythm is being affected. Colder temperatures may increase your muscle tension or pain sensitivity. All these things could be going on in the winter, on top of any kind of trauma that you're dealing with as well, or seasonal affective disorder. So when your energy dips in the wintertime specifically, but this would apply to any time you're having a low energy day, this is not a character flaw. This is just where your biology is meeting lived experience. This is reality. This is what really happens. This is real life. So, low energy does not mean you're lazy. It just means that your resources right now are low. So, when your resources are low, you need to adjust your goals. They need to shift a little bit. So, instead of looking at trying to thrive right now or trying to optimize everything, you're going to look at how to best support yourself. What can I do to best support myself when I'm hitting low energy days? So your goals are shifting from productivity to regulation. You're not trying to fix how you feel. You're not trying to force yourself to feel better. You're just creating enough safety in your world that your nervous system can exhale. And you can take a deep breath and give yourself the comfort and support that you need during this time. And if you think about it, it's hard to get a hold of sometimes. You're talking about the nervous system or mental health. But if you think about it like a broken leg, if you broke your leg, what would you expect yourself to be able to do? You expect yourself to be able to give your body rest to heal, and that you're going to be moving a little bit slower. And this is the same thing with mental or emotional health. Your nervous system needs that time and space as well. If you had a snowstorm outside that dropped 3 to 6 inches of snow on the roads, and for those of y'all in the south or warmer climates, it could just be an inch. You don't criticize the roads for being bad. You may fuss at the snow, but you're not going to criticize the roads for being bad to travel on. You're going to adjust your expectations for travel. You're either going to stay home completely, which can be absolutely justified in many circumstances, or you're going to take more time to get to your destination. You're going to drive slower. You're going to be more alert, looking for danger or looking for other cars coming your direction. You're going to adjust your expectations. You're not going to complain about the roads. So this is the same thing when you're in a difficult, low-energy day. You're going to adjust your expectations so that you can more successfully navigate it without driving yourself into a ditch, to continue the road analogy. So I'm going to give you 6 strategies today that can help you on low expectation days. So the first one is to lower the bar until you can step over it. I remember days when I was just really, really sick. I literally, if I worked for 20 minutes, it could take me up to 3 days to recover. I was that bad. I got to the place where I began to respect and honor my body's limits. But I also understood that I needed to lower the expectations. If I wanted to be able to get something done, I couldn't say, like, today is my house cleaning day and expect myself to clean my entire house. That just wasn't going to happen. But what might happen is I could say, okay, I can get up and work for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes is all I can handle is 5 minutes, and I might have to rest for 2 hours afterwards. But I can work for 5 minutes. I can fold a load of laundry. I can wash a sink full of dishes, whatever it was, just 5 minutes. And I'd literally set the timer on my stove and quit when it buzzed. And so instead of feeling, I wasn't giving up because I couldn't handle the entire house. I just did nothing. I was actually accomplishing something. And lowering the bar on purpose took away the shame because I was doing what my goal was. I was actually working for the 5 minutes or 15 to be able to get something done. Now I might have to rest for 2 hours afterwards, but I did get 5 or 15 minutes worth of work done. So instead of saying I should clean the house and expecting the whole thing, maybe you just choose one surface. I want to clean the table off, and that's it. Maybe instead of saying I need to exercise, maybe you just want to get up and stretch for 30 seconds or just step outside and take a breath of fresh air. Instead of saying, man, I should really feel grateful, maybe it's just one neutral thing that you know about that isn't awful in life right now. Because it could just be really tough. So maybe you just want to look for one neutral thing that isn't terrible. Lowering the bar is not giving up. It's adjusting your expectations to meet the reality of what life is. Now you still keep moving forward and you still keep striving to do better, but maybe in this day you just kind of relax a little bit and let your body adjust and adapt. And when you're honest with yourself, you begin to build trust with yourself. And your body begins to understand that you're not going to keep pushing it beyond its limits. And it can take a breath and heal. Strategy number 2, do less, but do it more gently. So when your energy is low, intensity can so backfire. You have to learn how to pace yourself. And I learned this very early in my healing journey, that if I kept on with the intensity that I used to have, the energy levels that I used to have, I would crash and burn spectacularly in a short amount of time, and it would take me forever to recover. Whereas if I paced myself, I could get through a lot more over time. And the recovery time was less to minimal. I mean, just very minimal to anything at all if I just learned to pace myself. Slow will beat fast any day. And being kind to yourself beats being correct. So maybe you don't do everything absolutely correctly, but you did something, and that's something to be proud of. So maybe you could say, like, ask yourself, what is the safest or easiest way I could accomplish this right now? That will be the easiest on my nervous system, on my body, whatever it may be. So maybe if you have to chop up a bunch of vegetables, you take them to the table, sit down where it's less stress on the body, and you can still accomplish the task while you're sitting. Maybe while you're, instead of getting up and moving around when you're just too tired to do that, you give yourself permission to grab a heating pad, a blanket, and a hot cup of tea and sit in a chair and just chill out. And maybe if you're one of these people that cooks a lot of your own food, yay for you if you are, that is fantastic. But if you're just in one of those points where the energy level is super low, maybe give yourself permission to get some healthy pre-made foods that take much less energy and time to make, but are still nutritious to the body. If you need to stay in touch with people, maybe you can just send them a text or have a quiet conversation instead of this really lengthy time with them. Or maybe you can step away from it altogether and just have some quiet time. Instead of talking to people, maybe you just need some time by yourself. Give yourself permission to cancel plans without 15 minutes of explanation. Just, hey, I really can't make it today. I apologize. Can we please reschedule? So you don't have to do these huge, big, ginormous, complicated things to take care of yourself. It can be simple, but it can also be effective. Strategy number 3, shift from why am I like this to what do I need? So again, when I was learning to listen to my body's signals, as frustrated as it made me that I didn't have the energy that I had before, I had to learn to listen to what is my body telling me. When I'm feeling like this, and you like list whatever, if I'm feeling depressed, or I'm like I'm struggling with brain fog, or I'm dealing with, dizziness, or whatever it could be that you're dealing with in that moment, instead of being frustrated with, why do I feel this way? I don't want to feel this way. That may be true, but you need to focus on, why is my body telling me this, and what do I need to do to fix it? So heavy days often come with that really harsh inner dialogue. Why, I should just be able to get over this, or what is wrong with me, or other people can do this better. Big killer right there. Comparing yourself to others. Very bad thing to do. So these questions activate threats and can trigger the anxiety in your system. So instead, try replacing it with something like this. What is my body asking for right now? What is my body telling me that I need? Do I need a specific food that would be able to help me? Is my body dehydrated? Do I need to just rest? Whatever, fill in the blank. What is my body telling me right now? Or another thing you could ask yourself is, with what I have before me, what would make the next hour 5% easier? I may not be able to eliminate all of the workload right now, but what's one thing I could do to make it a little bit easier? And for example, sometimes when I sit down to podcast, I won't necessarily be feeling the best. And so I'll look at, what can I do to help me through the next hour so I can get this podcast put together and get out. And like one thing I did tonight, because I was dealing with a little bit of brain fog, I went and got some peppermint oil and put it on and inhaled it really deeply to kind of clear the fog out of my mind. So it was just something that made it a little bit easier for me to be able to sit down and record this episode. Maybe there's something you could say, like, what can I stop doing instead of what can I start? So you're already feeling overwhelmed and your body's just like, wah! Is there something I could stop doing right now that isn't necessary in the moment that can make this time just a little bit easier for me? I mean, maybe I don't need to fix 5-course meals. Maybe it can just be a really simple, hamburger and vegetables or something. Just make it easy. So sometimes the most regulating action is removing pressure, not adding effort. So instead of trying to do something else to fix how you feel, maybe it's just you need to take something away. Strategy number 4, micro actions that count as enough. On low energy days, micro actions are not placeholders. They're actually work. And they could be, maybe it's all that you have the energy to handle for that day. So it could look like, drinking a glass of water. If all you want to do is sit in that chair and drink, cups of gallons of coffee or tea, just saying, okay, drink 1 glass of water, just one. That may be all the emotional energy you have, but you did that one thing. Maybe it's actually getting dressed in clean clothes, like getting up in the morning and putting clothes on instead of hanging out in your pajamas all day. It could be opening the blinds and letting the sunlight in, or sitting in the sunlight for a while and letting it hit and bathe your face. Putting your feet on the floor. Now, obviously, this is when it's warm, you're not freezing outside, but maybe just putting your feet on the floor or on the ground and noticing that. Taking a minute to wash your face. Sending a thinking of you text. Maybe you don't have the energy to really talk to people right now. And trust me, I've been there, done that, totally get it. But maybe you could at least send a text to someone to say, hey, I'm thinking of you today and praying for you. Give yourself permission to do one thing and then stop. So, maybe all you're going to do today is throw a load of clothes in the wash. And you wash them, and then in the morning you throw them in the dryer. Just do that one thing and then give yourself permission to stop. When you're able to successfully complete a task, it calms the nervous system. Even if it's just a tiny task that you actually were able to get something done. So breaking it up into tiny pieces can help calm your system down. Strategy number 5, let rest be active, not earned. Many times we only allow ourselves to rest after we've been productive, right? I will get done, then I'll sit down and rest for a while. But on low capacity days, rest is the intervention. Rest is your mission. So I'm speaking a little bit of Army language here. Your mission and priority when on low energy days is to rest. This does not mean sitting there thinking of everything you have to do and criticizing yourself for it, or endlessly scrolling through social media while you've got negative dialogue going on in your head. So rest means letting yourself lie down and take a nap without judgment. Maybe it's doing that nap without setting expectations or conditions to it. Like you can take a nap after you do 45 minutes of work. No, maybe you need to take the nap first and then do 15 minutes of work. Letting your body feel heavy instead of constantly trying to push through that, just let yourself sit in the chair with the hot drink and the warm blanket. Let your mind wander. If you do not have the mental capacity or the strength to focus right now, sometimes the best thing you can do is to just let it rest. So maybe, I know one thing I found that helped me a lot if I was having issues with problem solving is I would do something creative. So like I would do adult coloring for a little while. But sometimes I couldn't even handle that. So just doing something mindless, allowing myself to do that would give my brain time to rest and relax and recharge. Maybe it's just a matter of doing nothing and letting nothing be enough. And that's okay. On low energy days, that's okay. You don't need to justify rest by being exhausted enough. Like, I have to be this tired to be able to rest. It would actually serve you better if you rested earlier because you'd recover faster. So maybe today, your big thing is listening to this episode. Woo-hoo! Strategy number 6 is to borrow some regulation when you just can't create it on your own. So we're talking about regulating your nervous system and trying to calm that down and to accept the fact that your energy is just too low to handle that. Sometimes you don't have the emotional energy to do that on your own. So maybe you need to borrow it from somebody else. So if you have a friend that has that calming voice, that might do it. Maybe a familiar podcast, maybe some gentle music that really just calms the soul down. If you have a pet, this is a fantastic time that pets can really help you with that to kind of calm the nervous system down a little bit. talking to a trusted friend, or just having a trusted friend there to kind of pick up the load for you a little bit. Listening to a story or reading a book that you've listened to or read a dozen times. I've done this many, many times. But just having that kind of the story going in the background, or reading something that's really familiar, I know what to expect. There's no angst there because I've read it before. It's a favorite of mine, and it can just really calm me down in that moment and kind of help regulate my nervous system when I can't handle it on my own. There's also, I'm not going to get into the types right now, but you can do essential oils that can help. There's some supplements that can help with this. There's some food that can help. When you just can't handle it on your own, get some support to help with that. Another great thing is to spend some time praying or reading the Bible or listening. Maybe you don't have the capacity to read right now, but you can listen to it and it can kind of calm your system down a little bit. Some meditation, some mindfulness in this moment can help you as well. Breathing exercises is another one that you could do that can kind of help. But if you can't do it on your own, it's okay to rely and lean on someone else to help you, or something else that can help you through this time. And you might think that, spending time with people is going to require me to do something. Not necessarily. Sometimes if you just have that quiet person, or that person that helps regulate you, that is just there. They're just present. And that still counts. Even when you're not actively engaging with that person. I know more than once when I would be, like, my friend would encourage me to get out of the house, and I really needed to. And she kind of would pull me into the car, shove me in, shut the door. Which was all important, but just getting to that point took all the emotional energy I had left. And so she would drive for, 1-2 hours and not say a single thing, and just let me kind of recoup. And having that steady presence there really helped me. Because you are allowed to lean on other people when you need to. It's okay. You can ask for help. You can have people step in and give you the encouragement and strength that you need when you don't have any of your own. And at some point, the roles could be reversed, and you can help that person out as well. So just a really quick recap of our 6 strategies. Number 1, lower the bar until you can step over it. Number 2 is do less, but do it more gently. Number 3, shift from why am I like this to what do I need. Number 4, micro actions that count as enough. Number 5, let rest be active, not learned. So making that rest a priority, even if you haven't, quote, earned it. And number 6 is to borrow regulation when you can't create it on your own. So here's a reframing of heavy days that I want to leave you with. Low energy days are not setbacks. And I know that's hard to accept sometimes, especially when you want to go, 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 and you just can't. Low energy days are informational days. They are telling you something, and you need to learn to listen to that. They're telling you that something needs tending to. Something needs less pressure. Sometimes it needs additional warmth. Whatever that is, learn to tune into it. You're not failing winter. You're not failing life when you hit those low energy days. Those low energy days are just inviting you to enjoy a different pace. So if today is heavy and difficult, you're not alone. There's other people going through it as well. I have them. I still have low energy days. You don't have to fix it. You just let today be. Let today be what it is. Let your capacity be what it is. Let care be simple. Find easy and simple ways to go about that. So today, especially if you're dealing with a low energy day, be kind to yourself, and we will meet you back here next time. A quick reminder, if you'd like to sign up to become one of our insiders, you can go to practicalsolutions4ptsd.grwebsite.com and get exclusive offers for our insiders. Hey, my friend, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you please take 30 seconds and share it with someone you know who may be struggling with depression and anxiety? Also, would you please leave a quick review for the show? Knowing how this podcast is helping you fills my heart with so much joy, and it motivates me for future episodes. For now, it's time for Sam and I to head outside to enjoy some sunshine and fresh air. We'll see you back here on Tuesdays and Thursdays for more great episodes.